Example, I GC News, Mima Obibia Akwaba, latest and hot news, and Mede Bremo. A suspended Chief Justice and now within a press conference, this is or dancing BD, which is a threatening idea about so. Then when I came Taylor, Kitty, Ariate, Ama, Wadi, and Sematuja. Now, Ansana, Yadi, and Semling in Abebano, so we now subscribe. Bomodia say over subscribe to channel. Now, I like video, no, give us a thumbs up, Nafi. Share na wofufro so enye bi hwe na wo ensemo ekoso ewo Ghana memoa afi yehwe eye ensemo abeto ye no so eye suspended Chief Justice eye Justice Gertrude Torkonuu wode eye press conference ehihye so na wodan nsem bibre edi na nsem ni bi na wo chese threat ni ade ba no so esede be ya wode ni dibre no ede beto honum na no chese resignation say ono obe retire na say obe resign there is not an option na wasaso ede ensem bibre etudwa na no na keti chere say threat ba also ne ade no ade na went to report sa threat no na afi so ne dibre na wo as a Chief Justice nima bi a course ne ade kiti ade ni nyina atudwa yemko capital akachi na yenti ensema wodi tudwa efa threat Justice Torkonuu suspended Chief Justice ebrobro so a oda de nyina ade no yenti ensema kiti ekafa yenti ni nsem no
osaka sembi benya abotre na me yewe because be pesa Ghana 40 the Torkonuu ye no o say if CJ is removed this way, everyone else is at risk. Or say, behind me is every judge and every commissioner or head of an independent institutional body in the country. If this model of removal can be tried on the Chief Justice, it can be repeated with everyone. I am not countering these processes for myself, but on account of leadership burden I carry. Or say, the idea mendeno, Sabio, me a Chief Justice, and the AM say, a betuma to judge bia, a betuma to penini bia or die a banjumanu bia, inti or some tia say, and young men a make kwama me home. Now me catch them say, you bet to be the judge for the question here is this statement you are making, since say Madam Torkonuu case we buy, they are former judges in Ghana. They are former statesmen in Ghana. They are former lawyers in Ghana. She told us today she has been in this business for over 30 years. Why do you think even judges who are not now practicing actively, who are on pension, lawyers who are not practicing now, who see themselves as statesmen, why do you think you have not seen any of them officially come out to defend Torkonuu? Ask yourself why. Have you heard any former Supreme Court judge step out to share their opinion in defending Torkonuu? Have you heard any of them? Nobody. Is it not interesting? Because those people who were there before Torkonuu came, I don't think they are all crazy or they are all NDC. At least somebody will be reasonable enough to say, no, I also know the law. And I also have been in this position before. Why do you think we've not gotten any former Supreme Court judge, even one, to step out to defend Torkonuu? Because they have studied the law and they have seen that there is nowhere in the Constitution that has been breached. From the presidency to the Council of State to this committee, those judges sitting at home, the retired judges, those who are statesmen, they have looked through and they have monitored the process. There's nowhere in this process that the law has been breached. So when she speaks like this, now what she is doing is she is dragging all these people into it. Technically, they are all against me. I don't think the former judges, the former lawyers, majority of the statesmen and all that in Ghana, they will all be against you. They are not defending you because no law has been broken. No law in this country has been broken when it comes to you, this process that you are going through. Torkonuu came out, and what he came to do is to destroy and distract our judiciary and democracy. And the others or make a statement where you ask yourself, so why haven't these people you are talking about? You want to tell me, say, every former judge, every former lawyer, every statesman in Ghana, all of them are against you being removed? No, madam. There's a problem with you. They have read through the lines. There is a problem with you, Torkonuu. And you are trying to push the blame on them. Because a retired judge, a retired judge to me say, some way there, I don't even want to comment on it. If they are doing something bad like this to Torkonuu, why wouldn't I speak on it? It is because I'm analyze the case now. Who say baby ni wa a process we will be a breach rano. So this woman, whatever she's doing, she's calculating what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. And obejina okasa almost 1 hour. When to men steti emraba kwa otchere se obi ebu emrano so processing. This is the Chief Justice of Ghana. She could not quote one law. Or to me then insasi ni boka say the president, the committee, whoever is involved in this process, obi a breach emrano. She could not quote one law, one constitutional law. To say, where in Amijina so she could not do it. This is the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. Because she knows the process is legit. The process is constitutional. She is forcing a narrative. She is creating a narrative. She is forcing you to believe in her kumewood. She knows what she's doing. She's communicating. She could have released a statement and told her lawyers to go to High Court. And why did she come on TV to do it? Why did she come to open her mouth and do it on camera? Or that conversation, she wants to be in there. She wants to direct the conversation. Now, Hadia, listen to this woman very well.
Anyone who has been to the Circuit Court or the High Court and made subject to the rules CI 47 will know that those rules never conceived that a hearing can be conducted without the claims, the defenses, and the issues being carefully laid out before the parties and accepted by all of them before a hearing starts. Ladies and gentlemen, it is this total absence of compliance with all known rules of fair hearing that has caused my lawyers to file applications for judicial review in the High Court to declare all the proceedings void. Because the clear danger is that through this flagrant violation of CI 47, and the darkness of the current proceedings being held in camera behind the walls of a Lodge, my lawyers and I can come to the end of the proceedings. The evidence will show that every one of those allegations in the petitions that were given to me on 27th March is unfounded and untrue. And yet, the committee can dig up some allegation from whatever documents they claim to be having from the president, which they have not shown to me, and purport to enter a recommendation for my removal on that basis. Allow me to say that this is totally unknown in the rule of law in this country. If it was lawful, I would have no reason to alert the nation of the dangers they represent. It is the violations of law that have forced me to bring these matters out in the light of day. The final and fourth reason for this statement is that I have heard on several occasions from loved ones, persons who care, persons who may not know me beyond my public duties, and many who think that since these proceedings seem to be carefully staged to result in my removal as Chief Justice, it would be best if I just retired or resigned rather than subject myself to an ill-motivated process. I have also received threats and veiled threats to the effect that if I fail to resign or retire voluntarily, I will be made to suffer some harm or the other.
Iti Madam Torkonuu asema all can nyina say. Or say adekudie ntia oye de oye no simple. Or say eye emrana omodi di asem no onon de ohu ne say emrano sibia ekwan na omonam so no enye emra so na omonam edidi asem no. Na okasa no say senka emrana omofa so di adi asem no senka eye emra kwan so no omofa anka no oni problem. But on any lawyers etuma gather enough evidence say senior committee no efa so edi djuma no eye djuma bia senior omoye no emfa kwan mu emfa mbrem into ono kura no on any lawyers kode high court. That is what you think. Sana ono no dwene. It is the court that will decide, say, what is happening at the committee, the proceedings going on, whether it is constitutional or unconstitutional. It is not up to you, Torkonuu, to decide. That is why, you know, in the law, you have directed your counsel to go to the High Court. So why are you in public making the announcement to Ghanaians that you have directed your counsel to go to High Court? Because you are saying that per the evidence you yourself and your team you have gathered, you know, a say committee no any mrano so. Sankobu di mrano so dia anka wono, there's no way I'll be contest ya dear way. And I can say, your uncle Fokra omudo, nipe ukra omuda, nipe bia sebio, omuya incophobia, omudjino, omunwe dinkomo, say aden intina a dear way unja manenko, and I will catch up to Dabi. And yes, a jar with Jamanako and a ding. Nemum, unim say or say emrani ye juma. Or say emrano ye juma entina down kutim. Nasa oko committee ni meeting. Nasa one say committee no adiomo yen enfamra kwemu. Now you in your position as the Chief Justice, you know that the only place that you can make your case to prove the committee wrong or the process wrong is in the court. Why are you on TV sharing your evidence with us? Especially when you have taken an oath not to share anything that happens at the committee hearing. Well, then why do you deliberately flout the law? Why did you deliberately decide to breach or break the law to come on TV to tell us what you plan to do? Because when you plan to go to the Supreme Court, you didn't come on TV to tell us. So what is influencing this? What is influencing this, your decision of coming on TV to come and tell us what you feel, what you want to do, what you have gathered? Because what you have gathered is not automatic, or it does not justify that when you go to court, you are going to win. The evidence you have gathered does not automatically make your case better than whoever you are taking to court. So as we speak today, your case that you have does not guarantee you a win in court. So you coming on TV to tell us, say, this is what you want to do, no, it does not exonerate you from what you have done. Any Chief Justice who wants the right thing to be done will not speak about this. She will instruct her counsel to go straight to the High Court and put a case in. The same way you did it when you went to the Supreme Court. So what changed today? It is public sympathy. You want to paint the process as a bad process. You want to instill, you want to force us to believe your narrative. The old no, and then I'll say you drag you along your sympathy journey. Yeah, she said something like this. Or say, I have received veiled threats that if I don't resign or voluntarily retire, I will be made to suffer harm. Or say, amanfobi sebio a threaten no. Nipebi sebio oma huna no. Oma twene so sekan etuo sebio nipebi abane so in a form ayenim. It could be through telephone, it could be obi a watwetu won so, it could be say obi de sika begina so. Or say nipebi huna ne say so ono wan resign a sebio na se ananka se ono anka se anje ne wantum and retire. Boni amubedi no, Madam Torkonuu, who is the creme de la creme when it comes to Ghana judiciary ne embra e woni tim no, she has refused to go to police to make an official statement. How did the threat come? Was the threat through a telephone call? Was it through email? Was it in person? Was the threat through a gun pointing at your head? How did the threat come? Where did it come from? What exactly did the person say? Why haven't you taken the initiative to report the threat to the police, but to come on national television to tell Ghana that you have been threatened? You are a judge. You are not just a judge. You are the Supreme Court, Chief Justice of our Supreme Court. Right now, you don't even recognize the Ghana Police Service. You have a policeman following you and guarding you every single day. You don't even respect that the police can protect you. So now you want to come on TV to tell we or us that you are being threatened and that you don't know what to do as a Chief Justice. And I am very sure you go everywhere with your security man, with your police. So I don't think the threat was in person, because if it was in person, I know your bodyguard would have taken care of that person. So the threat might have been through your phone, a phone call, an email, a text message, which can be traced. No number in Ghana today. Ghana number being why you to be tracing or Ghana and there. Was it through an envelope that was thrown in your hand? You need to let us know, because at this point, you are still the Chief Justice who is on suspension. So you need full protection of we Ghanaians. So what stopped you from going to the police to make an official statement? For the Ghana Police Service to issue a statement that the Chief Justice of Ghana has been threatened to resign or voluntarily retire. What stopped you from doing that? Now, you do all these things on TV. What are you trying to prove? You are seeking public sympathy. You are playing on the minds of Ghanaians. You have sat with this committee for days and weeks. Suddenly, you have decided to come on TV. Why? You have been to court before. When the proceedings started, you went to Supreme Court. You did not speak. You did not even come on any radio. Suddenly, to High Court, you are on national television, prime time. Why? Why? Why are you doing what you are doing? We can see through what you are trying to do. We can see what you are doing now. The process will not change. It will not collapse. The law is the law. The process is the process. Now, listen to Torkonuu. She said something. She boldly made a statement. I am confident that in my journey as a lawyer, judge, and now Chief Justice, there is no one person who can look at me in the eye and accuse me of taking a bribe to decide a case. This is the personal treasure of integrity that I live with. You don't have to tell us. We are the ones who are supposed to judge. So, for you to even come out to tell Ghana for say, menje bribe da. And a menje bribe and decide assembly da. And no ne idea chese mi Torkonuu. The question here is, who gives the bribe and who takes the bribe? Are you the one to judge your actions, or we are the ones to judge your actions? The office you are occupying is a state office. It's a national office. We decide your conduct. You don't decide your conduct. Now, this woman wants everything we are talking about now, and yet the committee hearing and the petition against her, she wants to trim it down to her and what she has done and what she hasn't done. Madam, you have not taken bribe. When I catch on bribe dayati. But it is not only bribe and you have basically gone against the ethics of your job. It is not just taking bribe. If you were just taking bribe, you wouldn't be sitting in front of a committee. It goes beyond you taking bribe from somebody. It even goes beyond you thinking as a normal Chief Justice. Your position can even influence decisions. You know that. Your position as the Chief Justice, you don't need to ask somebody for bribe. Your daughter benefited millions of cedis from Ghanaians because of your position. We were here when your daughter, you as the Chief Justice, your daughter got a juicy contract of almost $500,000 just to design a room for Ghana judiciary. Your position, where you sit, you don't have to take a bribe. Your position and where you sit can influence a process. So don't limit this conversation to who you are and what I have not done. It's about the process. Were you the person who did this? Did you follow due process, the ethics of your job? Every did you follow the ethics? Because your position as a Chief Justice, it helped your daughter to get a contract worth millions. And this is the invoice your daughter your daughter issued. And we are talking about 438,000 old Ghana cedis, almost 5 billion. And that contract was to decorate the judiciary, restaurant, and library. If it wasn't for your influence and where you sit, do you think your daughter will get this contract? No. So it is not about you taking bribe or not. It's about your conduct, how you conducted yourself. Nobody has accused you of taking bribe. Nobody has accused you anywhere for taking bribe from anybody, but your conduct, how you conducted yourself in your office. You being a Chief Justice alone, how did your influence affect even procurement processes at the judiciary? The same secretary your secretary, the same person who led your daughter to secure that contract, which you signed for her to make that money, you actually at the end of the day nominated that secretary, suggested the secretary to the president to make her go to the Supreme Court. It is about your conduct. It is about where you sit, where you position yourself, the damage you are doing with that your influence. What you are doing is childish. That is what we are talking about. It is not somebody walking to you and giving you money. So don't divert the substance. We are talking about your conduct. We are talking about what your position, what you used it for, directly and indirectly to benefit you. In this awoba, and your contract way, and you the one who signed this contract, you greenlight it, then you need to be questioned on your attitude, your ethics, and how you respect the rule of law. So, madam, it is not about you taking bribe. It is about us checking what you have used that position to do. Do you get it? And do not ever sit anywhere else and start talking about, I have not taken bribe and nobody can say you have taken bribe. Of course, we don't know. We have never mentioned anywhere that you have taken bribe. But we can talk about your conduct in the office, how it influenced decision making. And not just in favor of your daughter, it favored your secretary. These are the things we are talking about. Conflict of interests. Conflict of interest. And conflict of interest can generate into corruption. Because conflict of interest can make your daughter get a contract which she did not deserve to get. And that is corruption. You are still failing to understand. You are still not using your senses. You are making politicians mislead you. Just apply the common sense that you have. Put your emotions and your arrogance aside. Bring yourself to the Adorye level. Do not think we are stupid. You stood on your legs for almost an hour. Trash talk. You tried to malign the government, the presidency, malign your colleague judges. You malign a process that has been legitimately put together. You could not state one law. You could not base your statement on one law to say the process from day one to the day to today, it has been flawed. You could not state one law. But you were passing commentaries. You don't respect us. You want to play jandam with us. You are playing to the gallery. You are now putting people's lives at stake. You want people to go after people. You are now trying to drag a political party into this matter. You are bringing those tribalistic, those people who create their own history. Oh, don't you remember NDC? Today, there is a house. That is where my uncle used to stay. Madam, be focused. What you are doing is childish. It is not going to save you, because the matter in front of the committee, they are looking at the facts, not how you feel. How you feel is your own property. You felt you wanted to go to High Court. You can go, but it does not change the process. The process must still go on.
Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe for more videos, and don't forget to share the video to all platforms. I'll see you in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.